anyway, see, I've even got some project dreams. This is just a little mishmashy segment, isn't it? Hello, my name is Michelle, and this is Michelle's Fiber Studio podcast. Today is Thursday, August 14th. I do believe it is the 14th, and this is episode number 61. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. If this is your first time viewing the podcast, well, I thank you so much for taking a look, and if you are a returning viewer, well, thank you so much for coming back. Yes, I am recording on a Thursday again, and I'm outside, so let me kind of fill you in. We're still working our way through the construction in our house, and I really should have recorded yesterday because they were not here yesterday, but because they weren't here, I had so many other things that I was trying to catch up on, that getting in and out and whatever. Anyway, I missed my window of opportunity. So I decided that I would come outside, and it isn't too bad. It's 85 degrees out. We're coming off of a 90-degree stretch, so this actually feels pretty good. But if you hear background noise, again, I'm on the back side of my house, but the street is right over there. Birds, if they come and go, they might be cut because they're cutting some wood out in the driveway, so that's a possibility too. But this should be a quick one because of everything that's going on. I really focused on only a couple of things, so I don't think this is going to be a very long podcast to begin with. So with that, let's take a look. Well, let me give you a preview. I have 3 finished objects, one other project that I worked on, which is a new cast on, and then something new on my yarn shelf. So there we go. Let's take a look. So my first finished object is my Bay Day tank, and I am so happy with it. I finished it, I think on Monday is when I finished it. It fits like a dream. Actually, to be honest, I haven't tried it on again since I blocked it, but yeah, I'm really pleased. All of the try-ons that I did were coming out really good. I'm not 100% sure how I feel. Well, I do know how I feel. So honestly, to be very honest, I don't think I like the high contrast in the collar and around the armholes, but it is what it is. Because I was working from top down, lightest to darkest, I end up, with the darkest of yarn, it made for a big contrast. So, I don't know that there would have been any other way around that, except for maybe what I could have done in hindsight is I could have saved, so this is the back, remember how I started with the yellow on the back, and I could have saved the yellow to do the armholes, and that actually might have been an even better option because yeah, that might have worked out really well because I'm not crazy about that yellow to begin with. But it is done. One more time, it was hedgehog fibers, so it was a color set. That's what I have left, and I don't know how well you can see the little scraps that are in there. I have one 20-gram mini that I haven't touched at all. I have another 20-gram mini, which looks like I touched it, but it was really just for the swatch, so I can totally repurpose that. So basically I have 40 complete grams, and then I have some bits and bobs. Most of the colors, it's just little teeny bits, because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it all the way around. This one here is the color that I ended on, and then I switched to this color to do the final ribbing because I wanted all 3 of those, both armholes and the neck, to be the same. So I think, I don't have it written in my notes, but if I go to Ravelry, I do have it in my Ravelry project page, exactly how much yarn it ended up taking. Let me look real fast. Ended up taking 134 grams total, 583 yards to do the entire tank. So 6.7 skeins, but again, they were 20-gram minis. So I'm actually really happy though, because when I first acquired this yarn from a friend of mine, she was destashing it. I said, yeah, I'll take that off your hands. I'm not sure what I'll do with it because they're not really my colors, but I think it actually makes a really, really fun tank top. It's perfect for that. So that is finished object number 1. Finished objects 2 and 3 I'm going to talk about because they kind of go together, but look, are they cute? Oh my gosh, they're so adorable. I'm really thrilled. These are technically supposed to be rattles, but I didn't put a rattle in them, so they're just squishy, like little teething ring animals. I used the yarn that I had left from the blanket, so it's the Baby Bee Sweet Delights. This is the set sail that I did the elephant in, and these are super, super quick. I did the giraffe in one night. This one took me a couple of days, but it was working on it here and there. I would say each one took maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. So you can easily do them in an evening. The giraffe, let me get back over to my show notes. The giraffe is the Giraffe Teething Ring Rattle by Amy's Crochet Cave. I used my Baby Bee Sweet Delight in Sandcastle, which is what I did the ring cover with, and it's his, I don't know, what are those called? I know they're not horns, there's an actual name for them. And Green Light and Love You More. So Green Light is his nose, and then the Love You More is what I did most of the rest of it with. And then the Elephant Baby Rattle is a pattern, it's Elephant Baby Rattle by Raffaella Tassoni. And I used set sail, and then just on the inside of the ears, I did the Coral Cutie. So I've used, that's 5 out of the 6 colors that are in the blanket. The peach is the only color that I didn't end up using, but I think they're just adorable. I have the blanket, I washed it, it's all ready to go. I ordered a couple of books and those arrived today. So I can now package this all up for the baby shower for my niece and have that ready to go. So yeah, those are my finished objects. I will say I have had a parade of finished objects all summer long, and that parade is coming to a halt. I definitely don't have anything in the foreseeable future, but I'm thrilled because I feel like I've gotten a lot of the projects that I was kind of working on, and I'm at a point now where I can either start some new things or I can go back. I think what I really want to work on, I'm working on probably I'm segueing right into my project bag at this point, but I'm just going to keep charging ahead. Anyway, I do have the little baby sweater that I'm doing for my friend's soon-to-be adopted daughter. And what I really want to try to tackle, well, are 2 things. My Northeasterly blanket, which I, again, haven't touched in a couple of weeks. But I want to go back to my Yorkshire blanket that I was doing all winter with my Advent, my Grinch Advent, and see if I can't get that finished up. So that's going to be the Grinch Advent blanket. Is going to be the next kind of project that I dive after. And that should take me right to the start of, we got a big truck. Start of the Pigskin Party, which is hosted by Boston Jen of the Down Cellar Studio podcast. And that starts, I believe it's the Thursday after Labor Day. And I do have some plans to probably use the yarn that I bought when I was in New York to start a sweater. So anyway, see, I've even got some project dreams. This is just a little mishmashy segment, isn't it? But at any rate, that is how I'm thinking of that. So let's take a look at what is left in my project bag. So the only other project that I worked on besides my Bay Day and the rattles was a new project that I started, and it's a pair of socks. And I honestly haven't gotten very far on them. It's almost embarrassing to pull them out and show you, but I'm going to, because otherwise I wouldn't have this segment at all. But but I needed a project. We were getting ready, I think on Sunday, we decided to go out to dinner. And then I knew Monday morning I was going to be having breakfast with a friend. And so I took out my Wool & Woman Fibers Spooky Girl Summer box and I wound it up so I could start a pair of socks. So I've got the cuff, which I started at dinner on Sunday, and that is all I got. And I'm only like, I'm not even, maybe 5 rows out of 20. So what, 25% or so done. So that is with the little mini. And then as a reminder, there is the yarn itself. So now I'll pull the tag out for you. So Wool & Woman Fibers, Spooky Girl Summer. And if you want to look at the blend, it's an 80-20. So yeah, that is the only other project that I worked on. I was doing a drawing with the project bag that I got in that box, and unfortunately, I guess my podcast is still not viewed very heavily. Well, I know it isn't because I have less than 100 views every week. It's usually hovers around 65 views or so. I have one commenter, and she did comment, but she's not into Halloween either. So I am gonna see what else I can do with that bag. But just to kind of close the loop on that, I didn't want you to, if anybody's watching this in the future and all of a sudden I get like crazy popular, very funny. But anyway, I didn't want it to be looked at that I just never followed through. So that's what happened with that, and that is the deal with that. So let's, yeah, that's all I got. Let's move on to the next segment. So the other thing that I got on my yarn shelf, I did receive my next installment in my Wool & Woman Fibers Murder She Knit blanket. So my blanket yarn from my Northeasterly. And so I just thought I would show you that really fast. But is this not the most fun little bundle of yarns? See if I flip it again. Catch all those different colors. So yeah, I'm only like what, 3 colors into my July yarn. This is my August yarn, right? Yes, yeah, because we're supposed to get it for August 1st and we haven't been. I had goals at the beginning of the summer when I got all caught up, and in my mind I am like, I am definitely going to make sure by the time school starts that I am totally caught up, so that that's not something that I have to think about. I've got a week before school starts, and I not only have not touched my August yarn, I have more than 3/4 of my July yarn to go. Oh well, it'll get done when it gets done. And I think I talked about this last time, how this has been a really fun, and it's fun to get the yarn every month, but I'm not liking the pressure of feeling like I need to stay caught up. And again, you wouldn't think that doing 12 colors, you know, would be really hard, like 10 grams each, like that. It really, each color doesn't take half an hour maybe tops. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just one more thing. So at any rate, that is my latest acquisition on my yarn shelf. And that brings me to my day today. Again, the house project is ongoing. We are almost done. We spent all of last weekend painting, literally, like, we were gonna try to do it Thursday, and then we realized we were short some supplies, so we ended up having to go buy supplies. Then by the time we got home, we didn't have time to paint. So Friday, Saturday morning, we did the last coat on Sunday. So the painting got done. They put the floor in on Tuesday, and today's Thursday, and they're here finishing the trim, and today and tomorrow. So hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, the room will be done. I can occupy the room. Yeah, and I'll have about a week to get my house put back together before my daughter's wedding and I go back to school. So there's that. We did have another wedding though this past Saturday. My cousin got married, and so we attended her wedding. It was beautiful. Her family has a house with ocean access, like an ocean right away. So they were married literally on the beach. It was absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful sunny day. It was high 80s, I think, but there was a little bit of a breeze, and they had fans for everybody, so it was comfortable. And it was a 4 o'clock wedding too, so it wasn't like at high noon when the sun is at its peak. So that was on Saturday rather, and then I have had some meals out on Monday morning. I met a really good friend of mine whom I used to work with. We met and we had breakfast together. And then the next day I went to lunch with my sister-in-law. Both things are things that we have been talking about doing all summer and are just now getting to. It's just crazy how all of a sudden August hits and it's like boom, all of a sudden like we're just trying to cram in all the last of the things. Yesterday, one of the things I took the opportunity of doing while I didn't have the guys at the house is I went to school and I set up my office, and I didn't take any pictures, so I would pop one in here, but yeah, I'm like, I've only got like 3 boxes. It shouldn't take me more than an hour, hour and a half, and 3 hours later, I was finally pretty much done. I've got another bookcase that they're ordering for me that hasn't arrived yet, so once that comes in I'll have a little rearranging to do, but at least it's ready to go, because I know I needed to do it this week because next week is really crazy busy, and then I'm back to school and I need to be able to hit the ground running and not have to like set my office up. Like I needed that done. So, and I think that brings us to today. So I think as soon as I'm done, I am gonna go edit this and get it posted, and then I'm gonna chill and just knit. We did a rehearsal on Tuesday, another rehearsal for the show I'm in. I've got a rehearsal tonight, and yeah, that's where that's at. So I'm gonna sign off. I will have links down below in the show notes for all of the things that I have talked about. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please do feel free to like and hit the subscribe button so you know when I have something new. With that, I hope you have a fantastic week and happy knitting.